In this lecture, we will learn how rendering works in the Panda 3D game engine. Before we jump into a code example, we need to understand what the term rendering means. Put simply, rendering means displaying graphics on the screen. Think about a video game that you have played or an animated movie you have watched. There are background elements, a digital environment, lighting, characters, and special effects. All of these things are rendered or displayed as you are watching the movie. In Panda 3D, rendering is controlled by using what are called render attributes. After we load in a model, we can change its appearance by altering its render attributes. This lecture is going to focus on changing the overall tone of the game by adding ambient lighting. Up at the top of the code, we are going to add some import statements that we need. We will type from panda3d.core import ambient light. Then we will type import simple PBR. Finally, we will import GLTF. After that, we will go into the example classes init function. We will remove the call to showbase.init. This handles the default lighting. We want to add in our own custom lighting to the scene. Replacing the line we just deleted will go 3 lines of code. First, we will type super.init. Then we will call simplepbr.init. And finally, we will call gltf.patchloader and pass in self.loader. In simple terms, these lines basically tell Panda 3D to use the custom lighting that we add instead of the default built-in lighting. Now we need to write the code that will actually handle adding lighting to the scene. Let's create a variable named ambient light and set it equal to an ambient light object with the string ambient light passed in. Next, we will call ambient light.setColor to set the color for our light. The parameters here are red, green, blue, and intensity, in the form of a tuple. For the first example, we will give our game a red lighting, so we will set the red value to 0.3, the green value to 0.1, and the blue value to 0.1. For the intensity, we will specify a value of 0.5. Next, we will have a variable named ambientLightNP, and set that equal to render.attachNewNode with ambient light passed in. After that, we will call render.setLight and pass in ambient light NP. Finally, we will type render.setShaderAuto to apply the lighting. Now we will run the code the same way we've been doing in this section by popping open the command prompt or terminal, cding into the Panda 3D directory, and typing python example.py. When we run the code, notice that the environment had a red lighting applied to it. What if we wanted to give the game a green lighting? Simple. Just swap the red and green values in the line where we set the color, assigning red a value of 0.1 and green a value of 0.3. When we run the code, you will notice that there is a green light in the environment. To show a blue lighting in our scene, we can give the green parameter a value of 0.1 and the blue parameter a value of 0.3. When we run the code, notice that the game now has a blue lighting. In the next lecture, we will learn how texturing works in the Panda 3D game engine.